Jones gains some more. Bedard with a step. Bedard moves in. Bedard centering pass. That shot. Score! Bedard, playmaker to Teravainen.
They added some weight and some heft with some of the players that they added.
Well, and you look at Cole and Sergachev, Stanley Cup winners too. So
there's a shot. Score! We've got a one-goal game as Vlasic let it go.
Samberg lets it go, and that whistle's wide. And it's chopped out, and look out, here comes Donato. Tries a shot, scores! What a shot by Ryan Donato! He'll pick it up in the corner under pressure and knocked away, and a good play there by Bedard. That allows the Hawks to take off. 3 of them over the line. They have numbers in the zone. Here's Bedard with a shot. Scores! What a goal! Connor Bedard! Hawks 1 for 1 on the power play. Second opportunity, and they'll set it up right off the draw. Here's Jones. Fakes, passes, played in front. They score! One in off a leg. Teravainen back to Jones. Vlasic. Teravainen with a one-timer, scores! 3 for 3 on the power play. Nice face-off win by Foligno. Jones with a shot, scores! It may have been tipped by Foligno coming from the face-off circle right in front of Wolf, and work it towards the corner and then turn and reset. Into the final minute of play in the opening period. Here's Teravainen to the front of the goal. They score! Beautiful tip in by Bertuzzi. All the way across to Bertuzzi. Now Teravainen. Here's Bedard from the circle. Teravainen in front. They score! Backs in over the blue line. Late in the shift. Not much left in the tank. And he'll just dump the puck in and head off. Played it by the score! Beautiful goal by Dickinson. Tucks it in. Vlasic pinching down the boards. He'll put it behind the net. Play it in front. Donato scores!
they need to keep moving their legs, create a little bit more chaos.
Jones with a shot, deflected, and they score on the rebound. It's Bertuzzi, came right back up, but he puts it inside the post.
Here's Bedard along the wall, back to the point. Quick shot, Murphy is wide. Foligno will run it down. Vlasic gets to it first. What a pass, Bedard! Score!
Look behind the net, Donato. Wrap around, stop by Ottinger. Puck loose, they jam away. It's in. It's a goal on a scramble. He got a lot on the wrister, but missed. Maroon still out there. Long pass, finds Bedard. Down the way with it, scores! What a shot, Connor Bedard! Hawks win it. There's a shot off the draw. They score! Trickles through. Smith took the shot. It hit something on the way by. A changeup. Dickinson cutting in behind. Pass back. Murphy on the backhand to the forehand. Fakes. Takes. That was blocked by Rantanen. Dickinson with the puck. Shoots. They score the rebound. Donato tucks it in. Trying to eat some time as we hit the final minute of play in the third period. Here's Donato. Scores! Empty netter. 57.8 to go. That should do it. Hawks up by 2. Rantanen lifts the stick, gets it on the half boards. That pass tipped away. Here's Donato with a pass out. Empty net for Mikheyev. And that'll do it. If there was any doubt. Muscles up behind the net. Ferraro intercepts. Murphy pinching. Mikheyev in to help out. Throws it towards the slot. Here's Donato. He scores! Foligno wins the draw. Hall gets it back to the line. Quick shot into traffic. It's going to rebound. It's Bertuzzi tucking it in. An NHL game for Wyatt Kaiser. Still looking for his first NHL goal. Looked like he had a chance to let it fly. I agree. Here's Foligno with a shot. Squeaks through. Yes! They score. Foligno gets his own rebound. Stops it behind the net. Around the boards. Jones keeps it in. Hot pass down low. Donato in front. They score. It's Bertuzzi with a half minute left. Tucked in. Half minute left in the man advantage. Pass over. Comes back to Vlasic. Now Hall. Taylor Hall. There's a one. They score! Steady took the shot. Made the safe play. Now Kurashev with a chance. Puck still loose. They jam away and score!
Yep. Lino plays it down. Bertuzzi. Got to muscle away from Sherratt. The centering feed, and they score!
And the Rangers down 4-0. Facing more pressure here from Malenstein. Sends it across, scores!
Reichel on the half boards. Help. Lindell pins. Donato over to help out. All the way across. Here's Bernard with the pass. They score! Bertuzzi! Blasted back in by the Hawks. Stolen by Dickinson. Walks it off the wall into the slot with a shot. Scores! The Accords able to play the puck. We talked about it earlier, Panger. You did anyway, how good he is as a goaltender. There's a shot. Oh, another chance. Donato, and the second one off the outside of the post. It's in. Scores, pardon me.
But the Hawks are doing their best to keep him on the outside.
Here comes Foligno muscling his way to the goal. Rebound, they score! It's McCann, the former Canuck. Just inside the blue line. Gets the puck. Here's Bedard turning to the forehand. Looking for a lane. Makes a pass instead. They score! Dickinson with a one-timer on the setup from Bedard. Bedard stays in the battle. Teravainen comes in to help out. Back behind the net to Connor Bedard. In front, Dickinson scores! Another setup by Bedard.
Pulls it back out high midway through this man advantage in the first few minutes for Chicago. Teravainen with space. Worked it down for Bertuzzi. Rebound, score! With Verhaeghe back to retrieve. Approaching the final minute in the third. Risky pass. They score!
Good play over to Konecny in front into the feet of Tippett. Cleared out. Now the Hawks might have numbers. Three of them through center. Here comes Reichel. Maroon. Reichel scores!
Burakovsky chased after it. Anaheim beats him to it, though. Kraken reset. Riker Evans in front. McCann looks for Burakovsky. Scores!
Surrounded, chipped away. Bedard steals, flips it back to the blue line. Bertuzzi works the puck to the slot. Here's Bedard again with a shot. Scores! Brody, puck deep. Dumba hopped away. Bertuzzi dropped it off. They score! Ripped home by Teravainen. And wheeling out is Mikheyev. He'll swing in wide. Penalty coming up. Mikheyev in front. They score! It's Crevier! His first NHL goal! Donato's there on the backhand. He'll fire one in wide of the goal. Picked up down low by Brock Faber under some pressure. Puck slides in front. Here's Donato with just scores! Work it into the right side and try and get set up. Under pressure, sticks with a good play to Vlasic. Feeds it over. Donato takes a shot. Scores! Another one for Donato. Vlasic taking a look. Lets it go. Deflected. Stopped by Merzlikins. Donato plays it over. They score! Bedard on the power play. And the Hawks take a 1-0 lead. Plays it over to Martinez. Here's Bedard. Bedard. One more time. Teravainen. They score! Foligno tips it in. He scores against his old team. And it's a one-goal game. Stolar save. Rebound to the line. Kaiser. Brody. Waiting for traffic. Lets it go. In front. Yes! Score! Ilya Mikheyev, little move. Drop pass. Murphy shoots. Blocker save. Rebound. Foligno cuts behind. Puts it in front. They score! Mikheyev on the puck. Nice pass. Dickinson with a shot. Scores! Jason Dickinson cuts the lead to 1.
Andre Burakovsky will start his engine. He'll cross the line. Go wide. He's in. He scores!
Sets up on the right side. Back to Vlasic. Teuvo, Teravainen with a bit of room. Vlasic shoots. Scores! On the power play. Flips it through to Taylor Hall. Tipped in. He'll give chase. Zibanejad back first. Hall steals behind the net. Cuts out the other side. Hall puts it in front. Here's Bertuzzi. Scores! Connor Bertuzzi. Puck played off a stick. Not out. Vlasic kept it in. Fired it across. Teravainen to back off. Hawks keep it in though. Here's Bedard. Makes a move. Scores! Connor Bedard! With a minute 15 to go. Taylor Hall steals the puck. Put it in front. They score. Bertuzzi. Yep, got firing. Bedard drops it off instead. Shot by Vlasic. Scores!
He scores! Oh my!
8.5 to go. That one gets between the pads of Sorokin.
Put some pressure on him right away.
Brody up the middle. Here's Foligno trying to break through. Foligno passing off the post.
It's
off
in.
the defender. It's in. Washington on Tuesday and Seattle on Thursday. Here's a pass in front. Swatted wide off a stick by McCann. Gets it back. Scores! McCann! And now a great chance for the Hawks with a two-man advantage as they set it up. Bedard. Teravainen scores! It's been tough all game. Here's Bedard with a shot. That goes wide. Won the face-off, though, so shook that off quickly. Yeah. There's a wraparound in front. Sorokin, they score! Oh, my! Murphy's there. Fires the puck around the boards. Islanders able to settle it down, but Murphy's got it back again with the empty net. He'll give it a shot. Scores! Tried to clear, but it's kept alive. Then give it away to Teravainen. He'll bring it out. Passes across, Mikheyev shorthanded, makes a move, right in, scores! Plays it back to the line, Murphy shoots, turned away by Thompson. Donato, Hawks apply some pressure now, cuts in front, they score!
Including Brett, was that lockout and the changed rules.
Yes.
And then you return to Phoenix and
There we go, from his knees! Teravainen breaking through the middle, takes the pass, Korchinski joins, Teravainen bobbled, gets it back, feeds it over, here's a shot, they score! It's Mikheyev again! Fires the puck to the far side, bounces to Bertuzzi, chopped out, Hall's at center, breaking through is Bedard. Here's Hall, Bedard scores! Puck comes to Hall. Now Bedard. To the circle, in front, loose puck, Bertuzzi scores! Sprawling and tucks it in! Bedard back to Vlasic, they'll get it set up. Teravainen down low to Bedard. Throws it in front, Bertuzzi! Scores! Comes back up the boards, Bedard onto it. Just inside the line as he works it across, one-timer, Teravainen stopped by Wolf. Rebound, jab that goal, they score, Mikheyev! Bedard on the draw against Rossi.
another face-off win by Bedard that wasn't won as a team.
And here he is with the puck, has Bertuzzi in front, he scores, Bedard! On the turnover, Boldy had a pretty good look. Now the Hawks get it out with numbers, three of them through center. Here's Foligno, Nazar to the net, Foligno, Nazar, stop, they score the rebound, tucked in. Kills some time, gets it to Bogosian. Up the boards, cut off by Hall. Here's a chance now, Reichel got it in front, they score!
Tuck had a chance, healed that one. Right, there is a talent to roster construction by a front office. Bertuzzi shot, score! Tyler Bertuzzi.
Sorensen's put them together, and they've really been comfortable together.
Bedard, shot, score! It's going to be Bedard!
Out to the neutral zone and back into Kraken territory. Jaden Schwartz at the half wall. Kraken coming off for a defensive change shot. Burakovsky scores!
But you got to just get it and move it right away.
There's Bedard back into the St. Louis zone. Seth Jones for Bertuzzi. Score! Bedard surveys to the top of the circle. Teravainen. Jones loaded up. Pass in front. Bertuzzi scores! He tucks it in on the power play. Jabbed at the side of the goal by Foligno. He takes a spill over the back of the net. Now it's Kaiser and the slab with it. They score! Tipped by Foligno. The redirection by the captain makes it 2-1 Hawks. Vlasic joins the rush. Hall down the wing. Here's Vlasic. Shoots off the both post. Rebound. They score! Finally muscled in by Foligno for his second of the night.
Out to the wall, and now loose in the high slot. Bedard went reaching. Bedard back door, looking for Bertuzzi. They score! Kaiser collects, and he will move it along to TJ Brody. And Chicago gets to the line. On the entry, it's Nazar, and now Kaiser scores!
He has had a hand in 66 of the 140 goals the Avalanche have scored. As Mikheyev dunks to the front, and he scores! I believe our guys in the studio called that line a symphony in the first. That was a three-peat performance, and Chicago on the other end gets the lead on the goal for Frank Nazar. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that. Here's a great pass that sends in Bedard, and he scores!
Mikheyev, hot pass over to Bedard, and away he goes. Three Hawks out the center. Bedard with Donato and Allen. Bedard. Donato, the one-timer, scores! What a setup and what a finish by Ryan Donato.
Who did he say?
He told DeBrincat it should be Danny DeVito for him. There's a pass across, open net, they score! Backhanded in by Teravainen. Donato in with the flipper. Oh boy. Edmondson back to it, stolen by Teravainen, tries a shot, scores! Teravainen! A seeing eye shot finds its way in.
AJ Peterka, he'll leave it on the wall. Peyton Krebs sees it, and the Sabres are on their way to center ice. Good speed to gain the line here. Peterka's gone to the net for deflection, score!
53 seconds left in the second period. Back to the point. Mahura. Here it comes. Stopped again. The rebound. They score! It's Andre Burakovsky.
He'll let it go. Put that 3 feet wide. Crevier feeds it back around. Here's Dickinson one more time. Pass to the slot. One-timer score! Teravainen! Lays it down low. Foligno will feed it around. There's Martinez waiting for it. The tip pass finds the goal scorer Teravainen. Flipped in wide of the goal. Chance for Foligno. Scores! Donato able to knock it loose, and here's Taylor Hall. Hall plays it back far point. Allen in front. Donato with a look. Scores! Ryan Donato! Up on the forecheck as he's tied up down low by Joel Hanley. Puck in the corner. Onto it there is Rooney. Gave it away. Reichel feeds it over. Here's a shot and they score! Teravainen bobbled. Makes a play back to Jones. Quickly over to Bedard from the top of the circle. Scores! Connor Bedard on the power play!
So was the thinking on that play, Panger? You'll give them that little window up in the top corner because if they can hit it, it's going to be different. There's a chance they score! Connor Bedard!
Cuts behind his own net, hits Foligno on the near boards, and he'll clear it out the center. A bouncer for Reichel. Reichel with a bit of roll on the back of the front. Score! Donato helps out. Bertuzzi back to his feet. Finds Jones. Gets it back. Shoots! Scores! Tipped in front. Bertuzzi! And look to make it a 2-goal lead in the early stages of the third period as Bedard gets the puck back to the line. Now a shot. They score! Bertuzzi! Trying to work it off the boards. Comes back to Jones. Quick shot. Deflected. Stop by Anderson. Bertuzzi with a hit. Banks it in off the back of Anderson. Right on cue. Little tip pass by Kurashev. Donato couldn't settle it down, but a nice job by Hall to kick it up to his stick as he works it in his offside pin. Front, they score! Donato from Hall! Chip back in by Crevier. Bertuzzi up on the forecheck. Not free, but Bedard picks that up. Good play. Here's Nazar with a shot. Scores! Nazar pumps it back. Martinez wrists it in deep. Quick pass to Reichel. Frank Nazar. Penalty over. Crevier with a shot. Score! Gets the puck back one more time with a pass across. Del Mastro to the backhand. In front. Put it up the other side. They score the rebound. Nazar fires it in. Takes a look and plays it across the line. Here's Bedard. Works it down the near side. Bedard with a shot. Scores! What a shot by Connor Bedard! And now Radish is laboring out of the Hawk zone as Chicago brings the puck back in. There's a shot. Score! Room plays it ahead. Play there by Kurashev to step around and check and wheel out. Got Donato with him who takes the pass. Drops it off. Shot by Jones. And with rebound, Donato scores! As the Hawks try to steer this one home. Dickinson knocks it free. Final minute of play. Teravainen scores into the empty net. Gets the puck along the board. Still trying to get it out. Chips it ahead, and Dickinson pokes the puck up the far side. Here's a chance. Mikheyev all alone. Scores! Mikheyev! Svechnikov had a good look. Now that shot turned away by Soderblom off Orlov, who let it fly. And Jones gets it ahead. Here's Bedard with Bro. Bedard scores! Connor Bedard!
Starting lineups brought to you by Taco Bell. The Panthers 1 point ahead of the Maple Leafs in the Atlantic Division. And here comes Chicago off the opening faceoff, and they score! Chance for Chicago to clear with 12. Teravainen gains the line. Mikheyev leaves it. 7 seconds, they score! Keep an eye on Bertuzzi. Parked on the back door. And tip score! Teravainen to Donato.
And it's played ahead by Smith. Out to center. Hawks right back on the attack. Here comes Vlasic down the wing. Trying to get around Shed. Cuts in behind. We're playing front. They score! They'll switch spots, but Jones makes a play to Donato. Back to Bedard with the shot. Scores! Connor Bedard! A one-timer on the power play. The stick chopped out of his hands, but no call. Now he's on the puck. With Donato with him into the zone. Teravainen slows it down. Here's Donato. Right out of the backhand. Scores! Donato! 5-hole. Yossi, I think, in front, able to dive across and bail out his goaltender.
What a save!
Another chance. Here comes Donato! Scores!
Every one of them have been shut out twice, Panger. The offense is dried up for St. Louis. And here's a chance now again for the Hawks. Donato with a shot. Scores! Ryan Donato! Are you kidding me? He does it again!
Popped up to Foligno. He'll make the play to Mikheyev. Mikheyev trying to break through. Puts it across. Here's Foligno. There's a shot off. They score! Tipped in front by Mikheyev. Puck comes free. Good play there by Foligno to settle it down and make a pass to Mikheyev. He's winding up down the way. Mikheyev cuts in front. Scores! Mikheyev! Hawks up 5-4.
Here's McCann spotting Burakovsky. Captured by Huberdeau. He's pressured by Wright and Burakovsky. Burakovsky scores!
Edge of the circle. Banked it back for Teravainen with an opening. One-timer Donato with Bertuzzi in front. Loose. They score!
Stops on the half boards. Tried to feed it back to the line to Murphy. Stick tied up though.
Teravainen helps out. There's a quick shot by Vlasic. Turns to a pass. They score the rebound. Foligno.
Try to find the late coming defenseman join the play.
Here's Nazar again on the attack with a pass over. Shot by McCann. Scores. McCann goes top corner. Teuvo, Teravainen. Back to the line. Kaiser works it down. Finds some room. Here's Kaiser with a score. First game back up with the Hawks since January 20th, and it pays off with a goal. Here's chance Teravainen. Scores. Teravainen. Ducks try to keep the pressure on. Good stick there. Hawks bring it out. Might have a break. Fed ahead. Right goal. Right in. Scores. Vlasic. No reset. Take a look. Try a shot. Actually a pass, and they score. But it does give them plenty of flexibility. And Spencer Knight, you know, he's a very highly touted player coming into the NHL. Here's Donato looking for a second right in. He scores!
It goes by Pius Suter. Here comes Shane Wright for Seattle on the off wing. He's in. Burakovsky scores!
Gets it back. Throws the puck off the side of the goal. Big save. Kemper up. Teravainen scored the rebound. McCann tucks it in.
And another good save.
Good stick there by Teravainen. Tipped it across. Here's McCann. Donato with the empty net. Makes a move. Scores!
Getting up on the forecheck right after.
Kaiser with a long feed up the near boards. It bounced past everybody. Icing waved off, and the Hawks might get a chance. Donato scores! Who else? Chips it back to the near side for the Hawks there first. Donato, the Hawks goal scorer, gets it to the point to Vlasic. And now on the flank, Teravainen puts it in front. They score! Tapped in by Teravainen. Here's Bedard with a shot. Hit the post. Great chance there for Connor Bedard, but he rang it off the iron. He forced the turnover. That close to tie that up. Puck comes back. Another chance. Kaiser scores! If you're not trying, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, I think somebody once said. Here's McCabe on the back and scores! McCabe and the Hawks take a 2-1 lead. Nazar with the chance to put the Hawks up by 2. In on Vejmelka. Scores! A beauty! Bedard down the wing. Connor Bedard cuts around behind. Works it out the other side. Has a look. Lets it go. Scores! Played in front of the goal. Trickles wide. Adams may have got a piece of the Bedard line. Causing some havoc here as he gets it back to the point to Vlasic with a wrist. They scored! Deflected in front. Leaned on by Del Gaizo. Murphy. Donato. McCabe scores! McCabe! It's that line again! Facing off against Celebrini. Period 2 is underway, and the puck's back on the stick of Kaiser. Final seconds of the Hawks power play wind down. Here's Nazar in with a shot. Scores! Frank Nazar! 10 seconds in! Alex is only 1,149 career games behind his cousin at the NHL level. There's a goal! Beautiful setup and a terrific finish by McCann. Hawks over the line, turns on the far side. Makes a play back to Vlasic. Vlasic with a shot. Scores! Vlasic finds the back of the net. Traffic in front. Back out again. As Artem Levshunov makes a play to Kaiser. Little move there by Kaiser. Scores! Kaiser lets it go.
That's a trip.
Yeah, he got tripped up. No call on the play. He'll pick it up now on the half boards.
Looked pretty similar to the San Jose.
Scores! Bedard sneaks one in for sharp angle. Reichel against Beniers wins it cleanly for the Hawks. Back to Vlasic. He'll risk one on goal. They score! Tipped in front. Bumps it back. Donato leaves it. Teravainen, Bertuzzi down low. Plays it across. Quick shot. They score! Connor Bedard on the power play. Bobbled, stolen. Nice work by McCann. Hawks bring numbers to center. Here's Foligno on the attack. Short-handed with a shot. That was blocked. McCann scores! McCann short-handed.
Bobby down by Stuart Skinner. The rebound, Corral. McCann resets it. Burakovsky with a shot. He scores! Andre Burakovsky.
You totally understand on the long change that you can get him hemmed in that long.
Here's Bedard off the draw with a shot. Scores! Connor Bedard! Here's Veleno looking for a second of the game. Passes instead, but a good back check there by Sanheim to lift the stick. Tyler Bertuzzi on the back door. Played in front. Here's Bertuzzi. Backhand. Scores! Tyler Bertuzzi.
Good movement there by Bedard. Yep.
Here's Bertuzzi. Bedard trying to feed it over to Levshunov. Off his skate. Kept in. Teravainen. 45 seconds left of the 5-on-3. They score! Donato! Teravainen left it off with a shot, and Fedotov got a piece of that, steered it just wide. Played to Teravainen. In front, they score! It's Donato again on the power play! Boy, if I start swearing on the air, we're going to need a bigger jar. Here's a pass across. Reichel with a look. Right in! Banks it in! Lucas Reichel. Hawks win it. Lemshinov dives, pokes it over. Good play by Donato to lift the stick and keep the play in the zone. Play with his goal. Bertuzzi on the back door. Foligno chasing. Around the boards to Mikheyev. Leaves it now for Teravainen. Back across. Mikheyev scores! Ilya Mikheyev! Back to the line. Lemshinov. Teravainen flips it to Bedard. 3 minutes left. Here's Lemshinov. Stop! They score on the rebound. Nazar puts it in.
Wrestled down to the ice by Darnell Nurse. Ty Emberson along the boards. Evans with a keep. A tip. Burakovsky. Okay.
Damp is coming out of my phone. Here's Donato. Breakaway. Stopped. He'll rebound. He scores. Donato. He does it again. And the Hawks take a 1-0 lead. Now Connor Bedard leaves it for Kaiser. Traffic in front. Makes a play. Boleno. Donato scores. Ryan Donato's second of the game. And this one's all tied up at 2.
And it's more than just scoring as well. There's a lot of aspects of his game that have been important. Here we go.
Here they come again. Donato scores. It's a hat-trick. Ryan Donato.
The Capitals with up to the Sabres line, and Buffalo short pass with a 3-on-2 generated out of that. Lafferty holds it, cuts in with a backhand, scores!
Bouncer settles it down. Now he skates out with the feet ahead. Here's Bedard. Mikheyev in front. Bedard shoots. Stop. Rebound. Stop. They score the second chance.
Type of situation. McKinnon tried to go backdoor for Drouin and never got through. And now a 2-on-1 developing shorthanded. Mikheyev and Nazar. Mikheyev scores!
And, be impactful on the defending side of it.
Here's Bedard. Sets up Lemshinov. Scores! Oh, it's Connor Murphy.
It goes off Larson. It kicks around. Burakovsky will seize it. Here they come. McCann with right. And Burakovsky. McCann drags it. Burakovsky scores a beauty!
He got a stick in the feet. Nazar went down. Play continues. Here's Bertuzzi from the corner. Frank Nazar behind the net. Chips it side of the goal. Flipped in front. They score. Bertuzzi! As the penalty comes to an end, Ryan Leonard steps out of the box. Nazar zigzags into the zone with a pass onto the wing. Gets it back in front with a shot. He scores! Frank Nazar!
Burakovsky in control of it. He'll wind it deep. It's read by San Jose's Lundy. Turned it over to McCann. Now Larson out in front. They score! Andre Burakovsky!
Final 15 seconds of the power play. Puck comes out. Nazar trying to get there. Jabs it free, and away he goes. It's an odd man rush. He's got Teravainen with him. Teravainen slows it down. Nazar scores! Still pressured, and now it's stolen by Murphy. Lifts it out towards Bedard at center. Bedard hits Mikheyev in full flight. Here's Mikheyev! Scores! Leaned on by Carlson. Out to Foligno. Plays it over. Here's Mikheyev with a wide open net, and that'll seal it.
Making an extra pass, you wonder if you go to the bench and the guys go, just shoot the puck. Here we go.
Foligno with a steal. He's got some room down the right side. Has Donato with Foligno scores! Gains the line, such a smooth skater. Sam Rinzel cuts across, plays it in front. Rebound, Kurjan. They score! It's Donato, the Boston native. The Backhawks break it up. And here comes Bertuzzi. 3 of them over the line. Bertuzzi trying to make the backhand pass. Comes back. He scores! Tyler Bertuzzi finds the back of the net.
Are in the playoffs. Here we go.
Here's Foligno with the empty net. And he scores his second of the game, and that'll seal. If there was any doubt, it's over now. It's 5-2 Hawks. Schleicher trying to get the puck out. Off a stick. Here's Foligno chasing. Again, Hellebuck comes way out to play it. Again, he coughs it up. Foligno on the puck. Takes a shot. Scores! Another shorty. It's Foligno. On the right side. Minute left in the power play. Bertuzzi's pass finds its way back to Rinzel. There's a quick shot. They score. It's Bedard on the power play. And the Hawks take a 2-0 lead. Competitiveness never leaves, right? John Cooper, with his tribute to the big rig, said, yeah, you've got 3 cups, one more than me, but I'm coming for you, baby. That was great. There's a shot. Oh, he scored Donato! Stanley off the glass, not out. Kept on side at the blue line. Lemshinov shovels it down low. Here's a pass in front. He's gone! Nazar rips it home! And it's 4-3 Hawks.
Dahlin. Design play here. Scores! Rasmus Dahlin. He took a look before that play happened, and Lafferty
winds up out at center ice. Bedard right back into the zone. Slows it down, feeds it over. Nazar passing across. They score! Bertuzzi puts it top shelf. Hawks 1 for 2 on the power play. Set it up here. Nazar scores!
What a shot.
Nazar with a rocket. And it's all even at 2. Another power play goal. Was blocked by Valeno. Hawks take off. Slager wheeling out with Reichel on the rush. Flipped it through for Reichel. Right in! Scores! Lucas Reichel!
Work their tail off and be ready for a real competitive season.
Goal! What a shot! Scores off the post and in. He sneaks it over the shoulder of Forsberg. An early one by Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard's got 10. So does Bertuzzi as they'll get set up. Here's Bedard. Takes a look, passes. Bertuzzi back to Bedard. Lets it go. Scores! Bedard! Up to the line. Picked up by Bedard. Got Menzel with him. Here's Bedard. Feeds it back.